They told you plant-based protein is good for your kidneys. But here's the truth, some of them may quietly make things worse. If you're over 60 and trying to protect your kidneys, this video is for you. I'm Dr. Benjamin Cole, and after 2 decades working with kidney patients, I've learned that one food swap, just one, can make all the difference. In the next few minutes, I'll show you 5 of the best plant proteins that may help lower your creatinine naturally, and 2 that you should avoid at all costs. So before we go on, take a second to hit that subscribe button. Not just for this video, but for the ones that could help you stay off dialysis, stay strong, and stay independent. Let's begin. The first protein might already be in your pantry, but you're not eating it the right way. I've spent over 20 years as a physician helping older adults manage chronic kidney disease, and if there's one thing I've learned, it's this. Nutrition is not just about calories or taste. It's about survival, especially for your kidneys. When your kidneys are weakened, every bite counts. Some foods quietly support your healing, others slowly add to the burden. That's why I created this channel, to give you science-backed, practical advice, without fear, without hype. And today, we're diving into one of the most misunderstood parts of kidney nutrition, plant-based proteins. Which ones truly help, and which ones only sound healthy? Let's break it down one by one. pH letter 1EA7N3, what is plant-based protein? So let's start with the basics. What exactly is plant-based protein? Well, unlike animal protein, which comes from meat, dairy, or eggs, plant-based protein is found in foods like beans, lentils, tofu, nuts, seeds, and even whole grains like oats or quinoa. These proteins are becoming more popular, especially for people with kidney issues, because they're naturally lower in saturated fat and cholesterol. They also come with fiber, antioxidants, and anti-inflammatory compounds, which your kidneys love. But here's the catch. Not all plant proteins are the same. Some are high in potassium, phosphorus, or additives, which can quietly stress your kidneys, especially if your kidney function is already low. So it's not just about eating plant protein. It's about choosing the right ones and preparing them the right way. And that's what we're going to explore next. Because when you make the right choices, plant protein can actually help lower inflammation, reduce creatinine buildup, and protect your kidneys. Let's take a look at the best ones you can start using today, starting with a pantry staple that's probably already in your home. Top 5 kidney-friendly plant proteins. Let's explore the top 5 plant-based proteins that are not only gentle on your kidneys, but are also supported by research to help reduce inflammation, improve gut health, and potentially support better creatinine levels. 1. Chickpeas, garbanzo beans. Chickpeas provide fiber, plant protein, folate, and iron, nutrients crucial for seniors with kidney concerns. But here's the key. Rinsing canned chickpeas reduces potassium and phosphorus content by up to 40%, according to a 2018 study in the Journal of Renal Nutrition. The National Kidney Foundation lists chickpeas as a good legume option when portioned correctly, about 1-3 cup, rinsed and drained. I had a patient named Helen, 72 years old, who replaced red meat with chickpea patties twice a week. Over 4 months, her creatinine slightly improved, and her energy levels rose dramatically. 2. Tofu. Tofu is made from whole soybeans and is considered a complete protein, making it ideal for seniors at risk of muscle loss. According to a 2021 review published in Nutrients, moderate soy intake did not increase creatinine or stress kidney function in early CKD patients, and may help reduce cardiovascular risk. Tofu is also lower in phosphorus than many meats and dairy products, especially when unprocessed. Clinical tip: silken tofu is ideal for patients with chewing or swallowing issues. 3. Hemp seeds. Hemp seeds offer a rare combo of plant protein and omega-3 fatty acids, both of which are beneficial for inflammation control. According to the Mayo Clinic, omega-3s may help reduce blood pressure and support vascular health, which indirectly eases pressure on the kidneys. They also contain magnesium, which supports electrolyte balance, a major concern in CKD. Limit to 1 tablespoon per serving to stay within phosphorus recommendations. 4. Quinoa. Quinoa is a gluten-free, complete protein grain with low sodium and moderate potassium. It's also rich in manganese and magnesium, both linked to improved metabolic function. A 2017 study in plant foods for human nutrition showed that quinoa-based diets in CKD patients helped maintain nitrogen balance without raising urea or creatinine, unlike some high animal protein diets. Quinoa's fiber also feeds gut bacteria, which reduces uremic toxins, one of the silent enemies in CKD. 5. Oats steel-cut preferred. Steel-cut oats are low in phosphorus, rich in beta-glucan fiber, and help regulate blood glucose levels. According to Harvard Health, oats support heart health, lower inflammation, and may indirectly protect kidneys through reduced oxidative stress. They're also easy to digest, making them ideal for older adults. One of my patients, 68 years old with stage 3 CKD, replaced refined cereal with overnight oats. His energy and appetite significantly improved after 8 weeks. Each of these foods has 2 things in common: gentle protein that doesn't overload your kidneys and supportive nutrients that ease the body's burden. But here's what most people miss: not all plant proteins are safe. Let's now talk about 2 plant-based proteins that might seem healthy, but could actually make things worse. Now let's talk about the 2 plant-based proteins that may do more harm than good, especially if your kidneys are already struggling. These foods aren't bad for everyone, but if your creatinine is high or your GFR is declining, you'll want to be extra cautious. 1. Soy protein isolate, in bars, powders, processed foods. Soy on its own, like in tofu or edamame, is generally safe in moderation. But soy protein isolate, which is a refined, concentrated version of soy protein, is a different story. It's commonly found in protein shakes, energy bars, processed vegan meats. And here's the issue: soy protein isolate is highly processed and often contains high levels of phosphorus additives, which are rapidly absorbed and can accumulate in the bloodstream, worsening kidney function. A 2014 study in Clinical Journal of the American Society of Nephrology found that inorganic phosphate additives, often used in protein powders, raise serum phosphate and increase cardiovascular risks in CKD patients. The National Kidney Foundation recommends minimizing processed soy-based foods due to this exact risk. Better alternative: choose whole soy foods like tofu or edamame moderately and in fresh form. 2. Seitan, wheat gluten protein. Seitan is made from gluten, the main protein in wheat, and it's often used in vegan diets as a meat substitute. It may seem appealing, high in protein, low in fat. But here's what most people don't realize: seitan is extremely high in sodium. Even homemade versions contain over 300–400 mg of sodium per 3-ounce serving, and most store-bought versions have over 500 mg, often due to added soy sauce or flavorings. Excess sodium increases blood pressure and fluid retention, 2 of the biggest threats to kidney health. According to the Mayo Clinic, sodium restriction is essential in slowing CKD progression. Too much sodium can lead to faster GFR decline and worsen proteinuria. Better alternative: use low-sodium tofu or legumes instead, and season with fresh herbs or lemon juice rather than salt-heavy sauces. These 2 protein sources, soy isolate and seitan, aren't evil, but for people with kidney concerns, they come with hidden costs. Especially when eaten often, they can silently raise phosphorus, sodium, or blood pressure, all of which make it harder for your kidneys to recover. The good news, there are safer, more wholesome plant proteins you can trust, and we've already covered them. Coming up next, I'll share a real story of one of my patients who made simple swaps and saw big improvements in just a few weeks. Real story, Margaret's turnaround at 67. Let me tell you about Margaret, one of my patients from Ohio. At 67, she had stage 3 chronic kidney disease. Her creatinine had been slowly creeping up for the past year, and her doctor was starting to mention dialysis as a future possibility. She was scared, but also confused. She thought she was eating healthy. Lots of protein shakes, meat substitutes, and processed plant-based snacks. When we reviewed her meals, I noticed 2 big problems. She was relying heavily on soy protein bars and using seitan-based vegan deli slices for lunch every day. We made some simple swaps, replaced the bars with overnight oats and hemp seeds, swapped seitan for quinoa and roasted chickpeas, added soft tofu into soups twice a week. She didn't go on a strict diet. She just made gentle, consistent shifts. 3 months later, her follow-up labs came back. Her creatinine had decreased slightly, her blood pressure was better controlled, and most importantly, she felt empowered again. Her energy returned. She went back to gardening, and for the first time in a long time, she said she felt like her body was no longer working against her. Recap: 5 to embrace, 2 to watch out for. Here's a quick summary of today's most important takeaways. Top 5 kidney-friendly plant proteins. 1. Chickpeas, fiber-rich, low potassium when rinsed. 2. Tofu, complete protein, gentle on phosphorus. 3. Hemp seeds, anti-inflammatory, rich in omega-3. 4. Quinoa, complete grain, stabilizes blood sugar. 5. Steel-cut oats, low phosphorus, gut and heart friendly. 2. To be cautious with. 1. Soy protein isolate, processed, high phosphorus additives. 2. Seitan, high sodium, often full of hidden salts. These swaps aren't just about numbers on a lab test. They're about giving your body a better chance, gently, 1 meal at a time. Closing thoughts, this is your moment. Your kidneys may be struggling quietly, but your next meal can speak loudly for healing or for harm. You don't need to overhaul your life. You just need to make better choices more often. And today you've taken that first step. Remember, it's not about perfection, it's about progress, choosing whole foods over processed ones, choosing nourishment over marketing, and choosing to care for yourself every single day. Like Margaret, you can begin again. At 60, at 70, or beyond, your story isn't over. If this video helped you understand your body better, I invite you to do 2 simple things. First, hit the subscribe button, because every week I share practical, science-backed tips to help you stay strong, independent, and off dialysis. Second, share this with someone you love. You never know whose life might change with 1 simple food swap. And if you've ever tried any of the plant proteins we talked about today, leave a comment below. I read every story. And I'd love to hear yours. Take care of your kidneys, because they're working hard to take care of you.